because of my PC doing trouble today. Okay, welcome to my class for the everybody. This class is very important class, very important class for the postgraduate PhD. Normally, for the PhD student, you must take 5 courses. Before I joining the Geomatica, I found the student must take 5 courses before they allow to the doing the proposal defense. I found this is very heavy to the student. When I study the 5 of the courses, we can mix them, and then I decide become the 2 major courses only from 5. From 5, become 2 major courses. Number 1, research methodology. Research methodology, what we will lecture today, research methodology. And number 2 is academic writing. Academic writing. And then before this, a student must attend face-to-face. Face-to-face, but thank you for the COVID-19, where they give idea for us, then make easy for us to have the online like today. I think everybody happy we have the online class today. Everybody happy? Everybody happy? Please answer.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Please answer. Happy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. For 2 days, we have the online courses. Online courses. When now I working at Geomatica as 19 university I attach. 19 university, not 1, not 9. 19 university. I try to serve as I can. Now I serve 4 years already in the Geomatica, and produce many PhD graduate. Okay, guideline for doing good research proposal. This is guideline first. That's why we must have the research methodology and also academic writing today and tomorrow. I will give all the note to you. And also I have composed 1 books, research methodology guidance, about the 100 pages. And who need that books? I will give them. But please give me 10 ringgit. 10 ringgit not for me. That for the another 3 lecturer, academician compose that book. I don't need money, but they don't need money because of they not have the high salary. Okay. I will give the account number at the end of the class or end of the day today. Okay, my name is Professor Dato Industry Expert Dr. Haji Muhammad Nasir Saluddin. IS is Industry Expert. Okay, at the end of the session, participant will be able to recognize benefit for engaging social scientific research defined as a research. What is research? What is research? We will know after this. List the major characteristic of research and research proposal. And then describe step of conducting a social and scientific research. Prepare a brief summary of research proposal. Describe main component of research report. For your info, I have supervised and graduate student, a PhD student, more than 160 students until now, since 1980, 1980. And also appointed as the external examiner for the 250 graduate already, I have a lot of experience, and then also I will give you a letter about the checklist before you submit your research proposal and before you submit your thesis for the Viva. You must check with the checklist. Either all the checklists have in your research proposal and also in your thesis. That is I compose on my own based on my experience for the 40 years in the academic. Okay, I start with the scientific and social research play a very important role in our effort to advance technological and knowledge envelope. Research helps us create new knowledge. That means every research must produce new knowledge and develop proper tool for the use of existing knowledge. That means, what is meaning PhD? PhD meaning is philosophy doctor. Philosophy doctor. That means you must have in-depth knowledge, more knowledge about the philosophy of knowledge. You produce new knowledge, philosophy of knowledge, epistemology. What is epistemology? You produce. You must know. At the end of your thesis in chapter 5, you must discuss about the we call it philosophy of knowledge from your research. Your epistemology, axiology, and so many new concepts you must put there. I will tell later, Besides, you have the produce about your novelty. What is meaning novelty? Novelty means your major contribution from your research. Your research must contribute something. Contribution to the knowledge, contribution to the policy, contribution to the nation, contribution to the methodology, literature, so many contribution. Because in chapter 1, you put in significant of study, significant of research. Significant means the important you doing that research in chapter 1. The significant for the knowledge, significant for the practical, significant for the theory. And then in chapter 5, you will change to the implication to the knowledge, implication to the practical, policymaker, government, so many. That means there are the same thing you discuss, but the name in chapter 1, the name called significant. In the chapter 5 become the implication and also contribution. Not only does it enable researchers, practitioners to diagnose problem, research also provide evidence for policy and decision on socio-economic development. We start doing research based on a problem. What is the real problem? When the problem exists, you be able to doing research. If no problem, no need to doing research. So many students confused when I ask them, what is your research problem? Can you find research problem? Can you tell me? My problem, Professor, my problem is to find the problem. That's my problem. That is, you come to see me, I will show you what is your problem. Your problem come in the independent variable. Dependent variable. You have independent variable, that is factor control, and then also dependent variable. Relationship between independent variable toward dependent variable, and then you have another The third variable, that is the mediate independent variable towards the dependent variable. Also, you have the moderating also. We will learn after this. If no problem, that means you don't do it the more literature review. Either you're doing the quantitative research or qualitative research or mixed method, blending between quantitative and the qualitative. Okay, we start now, discuss about research. The thesis is about research. You're doing research. Research is systematic collection, systematic analysis, and systematic interpretation of data to answer a certain question or solve the problem. That means you must have very good research problem under the problem statement. And from the research problem, you create the research question. For example, you have the 7 research question, 5 research question, 10 research question. You must answer that research question. If you have 10 research question, you must have 10 research objective. You don't answer research objective still as a guidance, become a guidance for you. That means from where you want to go. Inna, mina, aina. From where you want to go, that you must have the also 10 research hypotheses. I repeat, you have 10 research questions, 10 research objectives, 10 research hypotheses. From where you get the answer? From research hypothesis. That means you must build the hypothesis development. Build hypothesis development means you must do the literature review for the past research and the recent research about relationship between two variables, independent variable and dependent variable, mediating variable to the dependent variable, moderating variable to dependent variable, something like that. We will learn after this. Okay, what is characteristic of research? Number 1, it demands clear statement of problem. You must be careful. That means you have background of the study. The background of study will bring you to the statement of problem. Under the statement of problem, you must put the research gap. Research gap means what people done in your research topic, what not done in your research topic. That means you try to bridging with done and not done. You're bridging, It requires clear objective and a plan. It is not aimlessly looking for something in order to come across solution. It built on existing data using both positive and negative finding. You don't accept only positive finding, positive relationship, positive impact. You must also take the negative finding, negative relationship. Negative also, if significant, have the meaning. Let's contra with the positive, New data should be systematically collected and analyzed to answer the original research objective. Okay, now we go to the another step, research proposal, or in short form RP. What is RP? What is definition of RP? Research proposal means suggest looking forward to what the researcher plan to do in future. I urge everybody, starting from last semester, every new student must take research methodology in first semester and also take academic research in first semester, and you have already your supervisor work with your supervisor, and then develop your research proposal, then must have your research proposal defense, RPD, in semester 1. At the end of semester 1, you must have RPD. There is no pass and fail in RPD, but we will give you verdict is continue your research. And then you continue research which make little bit a minor improvement from your research proposal. You have lacking here, lacking there, incomplete there, incomplete here. You must strengthen, all suggested by the examiner. After that, you working with your supervisor based on the report from examiner, make it complete, and then you have already your instrument or research question, and if passed by your supervisor, you can start collecting data. Don't wasting time. Some of the old student, previous student, waiting until year 2. Why? This is not honeymoon. This is research. You must try to the GOT, graduate on time. Graduate on time. You don't wasting money. If graduate on time, 3 years, 6 semester, that enough. You don't go to the 12th semester, 14th semester. That means you must limit the budget. Try to put the target with put or prepare your Gantt chart. Please, if you don't have the supervisor now, you can see Professor Zol, deputy of the director of CEPOS, or you can see me. I will show your topic, what is topic you want, and then also the structure of your thesis. What is the structure? What is your abstract? What is your material in chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, including instrument. That's why so many students get GOT, graduate on time. Now more than 160 students going to do that. Why not you all? You all. Okay, don't wait until semester 3, 4, 5. At least early semester 2. If you cannot doing in end of semester 1, everybody can do it. Everybody can do it.
We will try.
You must come. You must come to see your supervisor. To me, very simple. I'm very simple man. Currently, I supervise more than 80 students. 80 students.
Inshallah,
I still got hair. I still got time. I still got sleep. Good sleep. I still got time with my family. And sometimes I doing the online meeting with my student. The daytime, my student working, okay, we try to make it at night for 1 hour, 2 hours. That means you must have the progress. You don't wait. So after you, if under me, after you complete your research proposal, I can also assist you to produce one article journal. You need to produce 2 articles, one from the literature review, and then the second one, that is a research paper, have the finding, my statistical output and discussion. Then I can help you for the both type of journal, and then will be published not using money, free of charge. If you want, you come. If you don't want, up to you. Okay. The proposal layout of problem of research. Problem for research, describe exactly how the research will be conducted and outline in precise detail the resources, but factually and instrumental the research will use to achieve the desired result. This is a lead and on broad say in the practical research. Essentially, to make the reader to understand, you must put your research proposal on the reader perspective, not in researcher perspective. On the reader perspective, you know, what you are going to do, rationale for the research, objective of the research, methodology, and expected out. You can get all these from the abstract, expected result, expected outcome from the abstract. You must abstract, you know. If you produce the thesis, number one, they go to the title. The title consists of the dependent variable, consists of the independent variable, consists also the mediating, and then they must reflect your research, your content of your research, and then they go to the abstract. When they read the abstract, they understand the abstract. They say this beautiful research. They go to the content of the thesis. From there, they go to one by one, from one chapter to another chapter. You know, that is rational to the way to read the best thesis. Okay, the good proposal should consist of the first 3 chapters of the thesis. You must prepare in this semester the 3 chapters. Chapter 1 is introduction, consists of background of the research, consists of the problem statement and also a research progress, consists of research question, a research objective, and then you have the shadow of research hypothesis. You have the also significance of research. You have the scope of the research. You have the definition, concept, and operation definition. You know, that's all in the chapter 1. And then chapter 2 go to the literature review. Literature review, number 1, you go to the theoretical framework. What theory you use? And then you draw the figure of the theoretical framework. They will show where the location of the theory to the in relationship between variable. And then also you discuss about the theory. After that, you discuss about the conceptual framework. Conceptual framework. From conceptual framework, they show you the direction of hypothesis. If you use quantitative direction of hypothesis, you know, if don't have hypothesis, you use qualitative method. There is no direction hypothesis. In qualitative, there is no hypothesis. Only you have the research question become the theme. The theme you must answer. You have 10 research question. That means you have 10 theme. That using the interview, content analysis, and also observation. Interview can be one by one. Also can be the focus group. You know. Then chapter 3 is research methodology. Research method. Research method. What is philosophy of research? You use positivism or what? And then how to make your sample size. What the sampling method you use? Purposive or simple random or certified random. And then after that you discuss about the validity, reliability, alpha countable, and then also discuss about the analysis plan. If you use the structural equation modeling, SAM or Smart PLS, you must discuss about that what requirement there from there, you know. And then you put instrument questionnaire. Either you adapt or you adopt, you put there. Every instrument you must discuss, put there. That is very, very simple, you know, very simple. You don't worry. I can help you have within one night to prepare your research proposal. I don't know if you work alone without the assistance of the supervisor. That is, you have the problem. You must very close with your supervisor. The supervisor don't ask anything from you. They want to try to help you. That's all. They don't asking anything, you know. Okay, I have active now. Last month I have detained my supervisory pass in Viva already. And then this month another seven, you know, standby for the Viva. Okay, what is proposal? A good proposal should consist of the first three chapters of the thesis. It should begin with introduction, the statement of the problem, background information, chapter 1, review literature, chapter 2, defining the research methodology, chapter 3, including the instrument or questionnaire. Okay, and outline the research problem. A statement of significance of problem. And then review related study. You can use literature review table metric 2021 until 2026. They can give the list of the research related to the relationship with the variable or related to your research topic. But you must know the technique. If you don't know the technique, that means you like the working at the night, the dark night, without the torchlight, you know. Okay. And then the discussion of the procedure, method for data collection and analysis, not about the study limitation. This is research process for applied or basic research. Right. Number one, you do the observation. Observation. So many things can become the topic of the research if you smart. Observation, broad area of research interest identified. Then go to preliminary data gathering, interviewing, literature survey. Yeah? You must make reading. Iqra bismillah bikal ladzi khalaq. You must read. Now time of the AI, internet. You can gather all information within one night. Number 3, problem definition. Research problem and delineated. Number 4, theoretical framework. The variable clearly identify and label. If no, you go back. If no, you go back to the preliminary data again, you know. And then if yes, the generation of the hypothesis. That means you have the conceptual research framework, or you have the research framework already. From there, they give direction of the hypothesis, you know. And then it's yes, scientific research design, and 7, data collection, analysis, interpretation, and 8, deduction, hypothesis, substantiate research question answers, and report writing, report presentation, and managerial decision making. That's all. That's all. You know, very easy. Step of conducting research. Number 1, you must put prioritizing and selecting research topic. You don't do the redundant. They must have come from research problem, and you have interest on that research. That is not enforcing you to marriage. No, that is the freely you want to marriage with whom. That is, don't follow your supervisor. Do this, do that. If you don't do this, do that, you don't study under me. No. I give freedom to the student to choose your supervisor, to choose your topic, and then you can change your topic every time you meet me or meet supervisor, but you didn't change your spouse. You didn't change your spouse, you know. You don't change your husband, you don't change your wife. You just change, you will trouble. You can change the topic or modify the topic. B, review literature and other existing information, development of research proposal, implementation study, data collection, that is the advanced step, data collection, data processing, analysis. If you in these stages, you are going to the end of your research writing, interpretation result, final report writing, presenting the result, scientific journal, presentation at meetings, seminar, workshop, conferences, and presentation for administrator, policy makers. To make it, you publish. We also now try to have our own Geomatica management and social sciences article in journal. You can send to the Dr. Riyad after this. If you need to send outside, you can contact me. Okay, step of conducting research. A, prioritizing and selecting research topic. Criteria for selecting research topic. Number 1, relevant. The topic you choose should be a priority problem. Priority problem. Why? You don't choose the outdated topic and then so many people do it already. No. Question to be asked include how large or widespread or how in-depth this is problem. Who is affected? You still have question to ask and you answer. You ask, you answer, you ask, you answer. How severe the problem? You answer. You become a creative. You can produce you at a higher level thinker, not lower level thinker. Everything you have problem, you see your supervisor. No, you must think. You must become the high level thinker, like your professor or your supervisor. Number 2, avoidance duplication. Before you decide to carry out a study, it is important that you find out whether the suggested topic has been investigated before, either with the proposed study area or in another area with similar condition. If the topic has been researched, the result should be reviewed to explore whether major questions that deserve further investigation remain unanswered. That means you can look at the research, they put the future research suggestion future research. You can take that. If not, another topic should be chosen. Step of conducting research. Number 1, the thesis start in chapter 2, not in chapter 1. Begin in chapter 2. What is chapter 2? Is literature review. Why is it important to review already available information when preparing for the research? It prevents you from duplicating work that has been done before, number 1. It helps you to find out what others have learned and reported on the problem you want to study. This may assist you refining your statement of the problem. It helps you to become more familiar with the various research methods that might be used in your study. It should provide you with convincing argument for why your particular research project is needed. That means learning is learning what is known and unknown. That's a learning. You know what is known and unknown. No? Not all people know. Some people don't know. Not all people don't know. Sometimes they know something. Learning how field of knowledge was developed is 3. Showing you understanding your field. Confirming your own research is worthwhile. Explaining how knowledge is developed over time. Justifying your research. Identify how you will make a contribution. At least you have contribution at the end. C, development of research proposal. Content, title of research, introduction, background information, statement of the research problem, scientific justification for the study, research objective, research hypothesis, methodology, work plan, plan for utilization and dissemination of this result, references, and appendix or the annexes. Okay, see, development of research proposal. The title of research proposal, number 1, a good title should be short, should be accurate, should be concise. It should make a central objective of the study clear to the reader. It is important to specify what population will be investigated and where it will be conducted. For example, factor influencing e-bidding adoption in public sector. E-bidding adoption. Now, or electronic, Okay, introduction, background information, and statement of the research problem. This section should convince the reader of the relevance of study. It should provide enough background data for an outsider to understand the different aspects of the problem. or the different factor influencing the problem and the context in which occur. Your review of available literature and report should further illustrate why the problem is important, not only your own working area, but probably also beyond. Not be selective, remembering that this section serves to justify your study, not to display your ability to read literature, not copy and paste, but you must justify. You must study critically, discuss critically. Research objective. Research objectives are the goal to be achieved by research. Why should research objective be developed? The formulation of objective will help you to focus the study, narrowing it down to essential. Avoid the collection of data which are not strictly necessary for understanding and solving the problem you have identified. Organize the study is clearly defined part of phases, properly formulated. Specific objective will facilitate the development of your research methodology and will help to orient the collection, the analysis, the interpretation, and utilization of data. You have data. Try to make it very good analysis. How should you state your objective? The general and specific objective should be included in stated or proposal. You must have the general and then you have specific, Example of objective to examine user factor and system factor that influence e-bidding utilization among government sourcing official in Malaysia public sector. Example specific objective to identify the variable that may influence the adoption of e-bidding by government users. Research objective 2 to examine the effect of variable of adoption of e-bidding by government user. Number 3, to propose framework to analyze the adoption of e-bidding by government users. Number 4, to examine if some of the variable have moderating or mediating effect on the relationship established as stated in Chapter 2. What is Chapter 2? Examining effect of the variable on adoption of e-bidding by the government user. That is for guidance for you, The use of theoretical framework in research framework. The theoretical framework play an important role in guiding entire process of the research study. Many new students, they don't understand how to produce theoretical framework. That is very important. You must remember. Theories are constructed in order to explain, in order to predict, and in order to master phenomena. For example, relationship, event, or behavior. In many instances, we are constructing model of reality. Maybe you not utilize all concept in the theory, that you have the look at the weaknesses of the theory, and then you can try to strengthen the theory. You can challenge the theories, the proponent of the theories. That is very good. The proponent will find you and challenge with you, debate with you. Why you anti my theory? Why you don't accept my theory? That you become the new theorist. That you can become very popular, Not become a prime minister. You must popular, become prime minister, become minister. No, become a researcher also. When you have the different finding, and then you can debate with the proponent of the theory. A theory makes generalization about observation and consists of interrelated coherent set of idea and model. The theoretical framework need for both type of research. For the quantitative also need, for the qualitative also need, for the mixed method also, combination of the quantitative and qualitative also need. Having examined the different kind of variable that could operate in situation and how the relationship among these can be established, it is now possible to see how we can develop a conceptual model. Then from there, you can be able to develop conceptual model or theoretical framework for our research. If the framework is logically sound and substantiated by previous research study, there is a strong possibility that the prediction and hypothesis evolving from framework will be supported. That means you don't follow the previous researcher, the previous scholar using the same research framework, same theoretical framework. Then you can create your own research framework or theoretical framework based on your research problem and research objective. That means you contribute to the new knowledge. If you use the same research theoretical framework, the same research framework, that means duplicating done already. Duplicating done already. No point. No point. You redo the same topic. Same topic. Okay. The use of theoretical framework in research proposal, the variable considered relevant to the study should be clearly defined. The variable you must define. Give a definition. Make the literature review, table metric definition from many scholars from 2021 until 2026. Not take the below 2021. Outdated already. 21 to 2036, accepted already. You give the definition of the variable, and then you discuss, you give the dimension of the variable, where the dimension is can use to measure in your research questionnaire. You collect the data, the variable. The two things is very important in the variable, definition of variable and dimension of variable. Both you can develop the literature review table metric. Okay. A conceptual model that describes the relationship between the variable in the model should be given. That's the conceptual framework. A clear explanation of why we expect this relationship to exist. A conceptual framework is used in research outline possible courses of action of present, preferred approach, idea, or thought. That means your conceptual framework is your plan, your map of your study. Every time you must refer to your conceptual framework. I will show you with my supervisory conceptual framework, research framework later on. I have lecture today until 11. Waiting if my assistant Dr. Riyad finish his meeting now. The dean also in meeting now. Mr. Faris also in meeting now. Now I one-man show. The theoretical framework elaborate the relationship among the variable, explain the theory underlying this relation. That means the function of the theory. The theory, explain the theory underlying this relation, support the relationship, and describe the nature and direction of the relationship. The theoretical framework provides a logical base for the developing established hypothesis. Example of the theory employed in theoretical framework. The e-bidding adoption study and model proposed will be based on, number one, unified theory of acceptance and use of technology, UTAUT. That is proposed by the Venkatesh, 2003. And information system framework for assessing an individual intention to use in IS technology. And then information system. IS is information system. Information system success model by the Dillon and McLean, 2003. Still can use. System success can be evaluated in terms of information system and service quality. This characteristic affect the subsequent use of intention to the use and use satisfaction. And then number three, personal innovativeness information technology. By Agarwal and Prasad, 1998. Domain-specific individual trait, which reflect the willingness of the person to try out the new information technology. That is related to the theoretical framework, the bidding adoption study and the model proposed based on these three theory. That is the figure model related to technology innovation, adoption, acceptance, unified theory of acceptance and use of the technology UTAUT. You see here that is performance expectancy, effort expectancy, social influence, facilitating condition. The three first go to behavioral intention, and then facilitating condition go to use behavior. Then they have the demographic, demographic variable, gender, age, experience, voluntariness to use. And then if use IS, information system update success model, DeLon McLean, that is the system quality, information quality, service quality. They can go to the both intent to use, the use, user satisfaction, and then go at the end of dependent variable net benefit. For the moderator model of personal innovativeness information technology, PITT, by Agarwal and Prasad. This is the innovation characteristic, usefulness, ease of use, compatibility, and the mediator is innovativeness, adopter category innovativeness, or personal innovative IT. Then the dependent variable is behavioral intention. That is proposed complete proposed research model, independent variable e-bidding adoption, and then they have the also satisfaction. They have the performance expectancy, effort expectancy, social. That's all the independent variable. They have the also satisfaction. They have the personal innovative IT and experience. Become another mediating and also moderating. Okay, research hypothesis. A hypothesis can be defined as a prediction of explanation of relationship between one or more independent variable, predisposing or risk factors, and one independent variable, outcome, condition, or disease. A logical relationship between two and more variables expressed in the form of testable statement. That is testable statement. You want to test answer. Hypothesis testing. A hypothesis, in another word, translate the problem statement into a precise, clear prediction and expected outcome. That is hypothesis mean. It must be emphasized that hypotheses are not meant to be haphazard guesses, but also reflect the depth of the knowledge, imagination, and experience of investigator must be based on established theory or model. Therefore, in the process of formulating hypotheses, all variables relevant to the study should be identified. That means must be supporting evidence from the previous finding from the literature. Okay. Example of hypothesis. Hypothesis 1. Performance expectancy is significantly related to official adoption of e-bidding. H2, effort expectancy is significantly related to the official adoption of bidding. That can we look at the here is the show of the direction hypothesis A, H1, H1A, H1 2, H1 2B to 3 until H7 7A. Yeah. Okay. That is and then methodology. This section summarizes the most important point of research design, including number one, variable. It is necessary to identify the variable that will be involved in research in project being designed. All variable must be measured, can be measured, either quantitative or qualitative. Independent mean predisposing or risk factor antecedent, can be antecedent, can be control factors. Dependent is outcome. It's also necessary to specify whether these variables are numerical, the numbers are numerical, continuous or discrete, or categorical, ordinal or nominal. Operational definition, different study variables should clear praise. Operation definition, you must have operation definition on concept that is pairing with the definition of term. Definition of term only need author and years. Try to get in the very recent, And then also you have the operational definition, that definition by you, by the researcher, you use along of your thesis. The methodology you follow for the collection of your data should be described in detail. The methodology section should include description of the study type, the major study variable on which data was collected, the study population sampling method and size of the sample, and then data collection technique used, how data was collected and by whom, procedure used, data analysis including statistical. That is material you must put in the chapter 3 methodology, under methodology. Okay, that is example operational research instrument. The instrument, you have variable A, B, C, D until K, the name of variable, and then the statement item. Performance expectancy have 7, but you don't be rigid to put 777. If they have the 20, you put 20. If they have 16, you put 16. Scale of measure, interval, that is reference from where this instrument or this item created you get, these are the references. An example of research design. That is problem statement. You have the purpose of the study, explanatory hypothesis testing, and then from there, unit of analysis, individual. Type of investigation, correlation. Correlation, that means relationship between one variable with another variable. If the regression also about correlation, sampling design, probability sample, and then as extent of research interference, minimal study event as a day normal occur, time horizon, cross-sectional, one shot, study setting, natural setting, non-contrived, measurement and measure 5-point Likert scale, that means 5 point, 1, 2, 3, from the strongly disagree, until they strongly agree, and then go to data collection method, survey, structure, questionnaire, primary data sources, of pilot study, and then data analysis, field for data, goodness of data, hypothesis testing. This adopted from the Sakaran 2003. Okay, this is very important. This significant. I said earlier in this lecture, why the study is significant. Why study is important. Significant means here is important. Why is it significant? Why do it now? Why? What will it contribute to existing research literature? And what implication your finding may have? And who will benefit from it? And also the scholarly acceptability. Okay, the reference in your text can be numbered in the sequence which appear the report and then listed in order to list of reference. You can have the APA, Harvard citation, Vancouver system footnote, but based on the guidance by the prepare the thesis by the CEPOS Center of Postgraduate. Try to get from the Professor Dato Zul. Dr. Zul on leave today, Okay, let us talk about thesis. Research methodology about the thesis, about the research. Introduction, what I want to do. That they relate to the conclusion, what I found out. What I want to do and what I find out. And literature review. What others say about it. And then go to discussion. What this mean. And number 3, design my plan for doing it. That relate to result. What happened when I did it. That the rationale of the arrow there. They have a relationship. Very beautiful. You must understand it. Okay, this is simplified model research. There are 2 division. Okay, number 1, literature. that research begin in literature, research area, topic, context. It's a pre-empirical stage. Then you produce research question or research problem. What data are required to answer the question? Design, this empirical stage, design, data collection, data analysis, and answer the question. Answer the question using the research hypothesis that I take from the Punch 2007 Developing Effective Research Proposal, second edition, Los Angeles. Okay, writing a thesis, overall main component of the thesis, title of cover page, abstract, introduction, objective, methodology, research result, finding, discussion, conclusion, recommendation, reference, and annex or the appendix, data collection tool and table. The main component of thesis, chapter 1, you must stand by, you must get ready to fill up this one. You have the title, you have the introduction, background of the study, overview of research subject, broad or specific problem statement, objective. Under the problem statement, you have research gap, practical implication, theoretical contribution, study limitation. Then also you have the definition of the concept and also operation definition. Chapter 2, literature review, past research related of the study, global, local publication. You found from the journal and books. Now your library behind you, in front of you, on the left or right side, you use the computer. You can use so many type of the internet to get the article. You choose the free one. You don't choose the buy one. The free one is better too. You can not spend much money for your research. Overview of the theory related to research subject, at least 5 or 3 key theory, review and critic. And then 3, normally this one, they go to the chapter 2, the theoretical framework in chapter 2, introduction, conceptual development, a model theory comparison, which model as based on proposal model, proposed research model, hypothesis development, independent variable, moderating, and dependent variable. Also justify why you choose the moderating or mediating. Chapter 4, that's become chapter 3. Chapter 4, introduction, population sampling, data collection, sample procedure, target sample population. You must know the size of sample, questionnaire design, measurement of variable, research design, and then also SAM. Structural equation modeling, measurement, analysis model. And then this one also chapter 4, data analysis discussion, introduction, field for data, frequency distribution of demographic, position, location, year of working, that is demographic, testing, goodness data, reliability, validity, result, and SAM, significant, not significant rate. This one, chapter 5, conclusion, introduction, discussion of result, confirm the finding literature if not, why, implication of research finding, theoretical implication, practical implication, policy implication, recommendation implication, and limitation. Then, the conclusion should follow logically from the discussion of the thing. As the discussion will follow the sequence in which the findings have been presented, which in turn depend on our objective. In conclusion should logically follow the same. Recommendation. The recommendation should follow logically from the discussion on the finding. Recommendation may be summarized according to the group toward which they are directed. For example, recommendation to the policymakers, stakeholders, recommendation to program managers, implementing official different level, recommendation to potential client, and recommendation to community at large. And then plan for utilization, dissemination of research. The proposal should indicate that report or other means of disseminating research finding or plan. Any of the following are appropriate for disseminating of result study, progress report. Every semester you must give the progress report to your supervisor, and final report, publication. You can start publication before you have the proposal defense. Seminar, workshop, and conferences. The more you have seminar, workshop, the more can improve or strengthen your thesis. Discussion with policymakers and program managers. Annexes and appendix. The annexes should contain additional information needed to enable professionals to follow our research procedure and data analysis. Not all you put in the content you put in annex or appendix. Example of information can be presented in annex are table referred to the text but not include in order to keep the report short. Interview, a schedule, questionnaire, and other data collection tool inform consent and institutional ethical approval for the study. That is further reading. If you want to study further reading, okay. We have break. We have break for the 5 minutes. Who want to go to toilet also can. Okay, you can follow.
Yes, Prof.
It's clear.
Yes, sir.
That is not the. We not start already. You know that is introduction. You don't be confused. Any question from student? I open question if you want to ask anything. Everyone have supervisor already? Yeah, you don't shy. You don't shy. You have supervisor or not? Try to have the supervisor, you know. You don't lonely. You must have the guidance. Okay, you can see the slide.
Yes, yes.
This is what we will talk about today. You know, so many things. You know, so many things. I don't start in detail. You know, actually I handle one person. You know, I don't trust people to helping. But now I want to train people. I want to train people to take over or helping me. You know. Today is Monday, 18. Introduction research problem, research objective, research question, research hypothesis. And then the name is that is wrong lah. We use online. We use online, not use the face to face. That's where I. Working in the 9 university, I use the same module, not the different module. This is when I work in the University of Selangor. So many students from Oman, 100 students from Oman, PhD from Oman. Oman is the rich student, you know. Some of them working with government. Their currency is very big. 1 Riyal Oman equivalent to the 14 ringgit Malaysia. Just imagine they have the 1,000 salary per month. That means equivalent to the 14,000 ringgit Malaysia. 14,000 ringgit Malaysia. They're very rich compared with other country. You know, rich if compared with America also, you know. And then literature review, critique, theory analysis. I give the in general glance through. That is qualitative. Some of you want to do qualitative. Anybody want to use a qualitative? Mr. Derek want to use qualitative. Qualitative. They want to develop the new modern symmetry for a non-Muslim. Non-Muslim. Previously, people look at cemetery is the isolated and very scared to go there. But Mr. Derek tried to develop a very attractive place for the visit by the public or for the tourists. You know, qualitative. And then this is quantitative, and also next they have research design and sampling. And then preparing for fossil defense. And then also statistic for research. You don't worry about statistic because of you have so many people can assist you. Then ethics, research, and then also library resource and plagiarism. Thesis writing, and then next is your path to graduation in-house academic activities. You know, in-house academic activity requirement for graduation. Try to sharing. If what you get, you sharing. You give. You have. You ask me or my deputy Prof Dato to have the mini seminar to sharing with the academician and student and try to throw your finding and then discuss any. To get any feedback from the student, you know, that is what readers look for, you know, thesis editing, you know. And then this tentative schedule is subject to the change for today. Yeah, can be not that respectively faculty required to submit a list of lecturer represent deliver lecture based on topics, you know. Today is 9 to 5:30, and then we don't hurry, you know. Don't go back to our house from campus. We only online. Tomorrow is academic writing, so very important. Very important. Very important. Okay, I start here. I start here. Because of not many people familiar with the research, isn't it? Anybody now working as a researcher? Okay. This is introduction to business research. Business research, management research, education research, social science research, almost the same. Almost the same. What you need to know? Definition of research given already. Apply and basic. I will go to very fast by this one. Why managers should know about research? Manager and consultant relationship. Knowledge about research and manager effectiveness. Ethics and business research. What is research? We know the systematic process of finding solution to the problem after thorough study analysis of the situation factors to generate or validate existing knowledge. That the research all about. It's all about. Business research can be described as systematic and organized effort to investigate a specific problem encountered with work setting that need a solution. And business research comprises a series of steps designed, executed with the goal finding answers to the issue that are the concern to the manager to work environment. And then step of research to know where the problem area exists in organization, must have evidence, must have report, you know, to identify as a clearly, specifically possible problem that needs study to resolve, or you make interview for them, for the higher level people, you interview either to make sure this that problem occur or not, gather information, analyze the data, and determine the factors that are associated with the problem, and solve it by taking the necessary corrective measures. Research problem business for finance, maybe operation of finance institution, optimal finance ratio, merger and acquisition, leverage buyout, incorporate financing, yield on mortgage, and behavior of stock exchange. One of my students dead already because of the by the Dow Jones share in America that got a problem. The Dow Jones share falling down. He also take a liquor and dead already last month. Kak. Silakan. Okay. In the management, employee attitude, behavior, so many things you can do about the organizational behavior. Employee attitude behavior, all the under the organizational behavior. Human resource management, under human resource management, you have human resource development, training, you have the education, the impact of changing demographic on the management practices. So many management, so many leadership, production, operation management, strategy formulation, strategy thinking, information system, so many things you can use. My student study about the use of the UDAO. UDAO is a translation machine in China using by the China student in Malaysia, where they put in the essay assignment or thesis in Mandarin. Then from there, they will come up with the very good sentence in English. There is perfect sentence. That is the very good gadget, very good system they use, translation system. Problem in marketing, produce image, advertising, sale promotion, product distribution, product packaging, product pricing, after sale service, consumer preferences, and also new product. Now the concept of the influencer. Why the influencer, using the influencer will increase the purchasing of the product, consumer purchasing rate, using the influencer, or reviewer. Type of business research, apply means to solve a current problem faced by manager and the working. For example, Apple iPod sale increased by 100% from 2001 to 2008, but the sale decreased by 6% in 2009. The problem is, what is the reason for this decrease? The research question is, what will Apple do about this problem? That is research. Basic research of sometimes called fundamental research, to generate a body of knowledge about how to solve problems that could be occur in organization. It is also known as pure research. For example, university professors engage in basic research in an effort to understand and generate more knowledge about various aspects of the businesses, such as how to improve the effectiveness of information system in university, how to integrate technology into overall strategic objective of organization, how to increase the productivity of the employee, how to increase effectiveness of small businesses. Distinguish between applied and basic research. Applied research is specifically aimed at solve currently experienced problems. Basic research have broader objective of generating knowledge and understanding of phenomena and problems that occur in various organizational settings. Purpose of research, why? A critical decision to solve a problem, more or better information, availability of improved technique and tool to meet computer advances. Manager and research. Manager do research how they are involved in studying and analyzing issue at workplace, and they do research to help them to make decision. And then sometimes manager make good decision, the problem gets solved. Sometimes manager make poor decision and problem persists or still exists. Research influence whether the decision is good or poor. A good decision making, do manager identify where the problem lies? Do they recognize the factor influencing the situation? Do they know the type of information needed? And do they know how to make use the information to help make decision? And then do they know how to implement the result? Technology in research. Technology is researcher to do research. Now you can use AI, you can use the Scholar GPT, so many now technologies you use. Familiarize with your following research tool, and then you can gather literature with the all the link here, education 6 emerald science direct EBCO host, Eric researcher gate, so many scholar Google, so many you can use, how to write also you can use from the link here, library Harvard guide English Purdue, researcher guide, survey and question you can get also in Qualitric and survey monkey. Good research. What is good research? Purpose clear defined, research process detail. Number 3, research design thoroughly planned. Number 4, high ethical standard apply. Number 5, limitation frankly reveal. And then number 6, adequate analysis for decision maker, needs finding presented unambiguously. 8, conclusion justified. And 9, researcher experience reflect. Activity discussed in your group. If you have time, among of you, what are the possible interesting research topic in Malaysia today? You can discuss. If you don't have topic. The topic are preferably related to business, economy, marketing, finance, industry, and tourism in Malaysia. List down your topic on one piece of paper. If you're very difficult to collect data in your country, you can do research in Malaysia. No problem. But you must, your supervisor must agree. For each topic, argue why it is interesting and why research is needed, and prepare problem statement, research objective, research question, and hypothesis. Example topic, the drop for the ringgit value, or if Indonesia, the ringgit ringgit Malaysia is very strong now, very strong now if compared with the another South Asian country like Indonesia, Philippines, and also Thailand. They drop. Indonesia dropped 9%, Philippines 8%. What is interesting? Ringgit Malaysia has not suffered so much in the past decades. It is interesting to investigate what influenced the decrease in value. Why research is needed to identify solution to that can boost up the value of Ringgit Malaysia. List down a problem occurred into this issue. I success to the encourage my student from China, from Beijing, to doing the alternative use yuan or renminbi in the currency international trade country. International country use the yuan or renminbi, take over from the use dollar America, because US dollar the fluctuation is very high, if compared with the yuan. So that is the graduate already last year, but the government take him working with the Ministry of the Finance, and then many of the ideas sharing with the Ministry of Finance. So now the government of China use yuan for their currency for the business, not use the American, the American. That's why American suffer. Okay, that is the we go to the, very fast. We will go to the another topic. I want to go fast. Then after this, you maybe go slow by the Dr. Riyad. Dr. Riyad, something they give explanation very detailed, but it goes slow. Okay, define research design. Describe exploratory research, explain descriptive research, describe causal research, describe experimental research, differentiate. To start the research, researchers should have detailed outline how collect data, what instrument will be employed, how the instrument will be used, how the intended mean to analyze data collected. Research design is blueprint or plan for the collection, for the measurement, analysis of the data, create to the answer your research question. 3 type research design are qualitative, quantitative, and also mixed method. That is the choice, up to you, which method you're willing to use. Type of data, primary data that is collected first hand from the respondent. For example, questionnaire, interview, observation. Secondary data that is already produced from the other researchers, from the journal, from the article, from the books, Al-Quran, newspapers, annual report, etc. Okay. Fundamental research design, exploratory research, offer new insight and discovery on the relationship between the nature of the problem and the cause of the issue and the finding of the study. Descriptive research means to describe phenomenon, a current situation or characteristic of the group of the people organization. Causal research is a flow effect. One variable has to another. That relationship or the impact or the effect variable DV and IB. IB effect to the DV. Experimental research commonly used in the sciences such as sociology, psychology, physics, chemistry, biology, and also medicine. Research method. Generally, there are two types of research method that are quantitative and qualitative. These two research categories are different in objective, concept, research design, method, or sampling, data collection, instrument, tool, and data analysis. That is the differentiate between quantitative and qualitative. Type of data, quantitative numerical data, qualitative non-numerical narrative and visual data. Duration, quantitative short period, quantitative long period. Research problem, quantitative hypothesis research procedure stated before. Qualitative research problem and method evolve in understanding the topic. Depends. The research procedure, quantitative rely on statistical procedure, qualitative rely on categorizing, organizing into pattern and procedure, descriptive, narrative synthesis. Population, big sample size in quantitative, probability sampling method, random sampling, qualitative, small subject size, even you can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, under 10, non-probability sampling, purposive selection. Then main concept in quantitative, the variable. You must be clear the variable definition and dimension you must give it. Operational definition of term, hypothesis testing, measurement scale, validity and reliability significant. And under qualitative, you focus more on meaning, essay, understanding, phenomenon formation, contact, triangulation, in-depth data. Data analysis, that is very, very different. Quantitative, descriptive statistic, inferential statistic, and parametric test. But in qualitative, they have long-term domain analysis, taxonomy analysis, also thematic analysis. That is the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we go to the module 3. Research process. Research process. Stage in the research process of problem definition, formulating research question, formulating research objective, reviewing literature, and formulating research hypothesis. Basic step in research process. Number one, identify and develop your topic. The topic we will change until your viva. After your viva also, they will ask you to change the topic or polish your topic. Number two, do a preliminary search for information. Number three, locate material. Evaluate your sources. Make notes. Write your paper. Cite your source properly. APA style, the new one. And proofread grammatical comp. This is stage of research. What we discussed earlier. That is the research. To repeat again, 5 main chapter: chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5. Chapter 1, introduction; chapter 2, literature; chapter 3, research methodology; chapter 4, analysis result; chapter 5, conclusion, recommendation. Chapter 1, introduction, research background, statistic or info of the DV. Info of the DV, on the DV, dependent variable. Problem statement from preliminary interview or study from the report. Research objective, research question, and research the scope of study. Scope of study means the variable, then the location, the population, and the time. And then chapter 2, literature review for IB, DB. IB is independent variable, DB dependent variable, and relationship between IB and DB, underlying theory, research framework, and research hypothesis. Chapter 3, research approach, qualitative, quantitative mixed method, quantitative if source data, unit analysis, criteria, respondent. Some people, when I ask in the Viva, what is different between unit analysis and sample? They don't know. They don't know to answer. Unit analysis, what is different between unit analysis and sample? They give unit analysis different thing, and then sample also different thing. That is same. Unit analysis and sample is the same. It's the same, you know. Population and sample size, data collection procedure, research instrument, plan for the statistical analysis. Okay, research approach, qualitative, quantitative mixed method. If quantitative, source of data, unit analysis, criteria respondent, population and sample, data collection procedure, research instrument. You must do the pre-test, pilot study for validity of instrument. You check the reliability and validity and plan for statistical analysis to get the information in chapter 4. Chapter 4, data analysis result, response rate, sample profile of respondent and organization, goodness of measure, descriptive statistic, variable hypothesis testing. Chapter 5, conclusion and recommendation, recap the study, discussion, answer problem statement, RQ, RO, RQ, RH, implication, significant limitation of study, conclusion, recommendation. The problem definition. What is the problem? One, you select area of interest. You need to find out the problem that you can have to solve through research. The problem may be solved and may be not at the end of your research activity. Example is the problem statement. That is about the halal, misconception of the concept of halal. Concept of halal, you know, concept of halal. The current halal standard regulate food production, preparation, handle, storage, does not ensure then product halal to point assumption. One of my supervisor doing halal research. Increasing complexity of supply chain, the complexity today supply chain is making integrity issue, halal integrity issue in supply chain have possibly become more costly than before. You know, to get the halal is very expensive. Lack of the traceability system used, certified and authenticity of the halal product, and misconception of halal concept. The issue of the food ingredient, food cleanliness, halal food mixing or non-halal food storage, distribution activity well issue. That the concept of halal must be true. You know, in Japan they have more on the toyiban, cleanliness. You know, not more on halal. You know, and increasing number of fraudulent cases such as halal certification, physical contamination. Halal food from manufacturers do not comply with the regulations set by the Malaysia authority. The Malaysia halal is very, very interesting. So, accepted by many countries. Numerous studies have been conducted in halal and food supply chains integrity, and then also but limited focus on identify the factor enhancing halal food supply chain integrity within supply partners. And then there was no empirical study focused on specifically to show relationship between halal factors. That is the gap. Limited study has been performed justify significant. They show the gap there, gap in knowledge. Halal need supply change to fulfill promise of halal that and the customer, the food they consume is subsequently Islamic principle. That is halal and haram, very, very important. A few study collaborate halal contact in supply chain approach. Then limited published study that examine halal integrity and traceability issue in halal industry contact, especially by using the quantitative method. Research question. It is like generating research idea based on clear statement. Development of research question consists of the fact-oriented information gathering question. Focus on clarify research question will lead to research objective. You must set research question first, then followed by research objective. For example, research objective is acceptable evidence of the clear sense of purpose of the direction of research. you may find easier to write specific RO according to the RQ. This is question first. Example that is between RQ and also RQ and RA. RO is objective examine influence of SIEF STCA. The RO. RQ is does HI have significant influence toward STSA? Thus, the research objective to determine influence of HIF on HFSN in RQ. Does the HIF have significant influence? That is the interrelated until the research objective 5 until or followed by research question 5. Research question 6 also. Okay, this is extra exercise, but I don't want to the. Okay, I want to continue with this one, the theoretical and conceptual framework. The section objective by end of the session, the learner should be able to explain the concept of theoretical framework because it is very important and develop a theoretical framework in research, describe significant and theoretical framework in research, describe a conceptual framework, distinguish between theoretical framework and conceptual framework, state of features of conceptual framework. I will share with you with the real research proposal and thesis after this. What is theoretical framework? A theoretical framework is a summary of the researcher theory regarding particular problem that is developed through review of previously tested knowledge of variable involved. It identify plan or for the investigating and interpreting of the finding. It relates to the philosophical basis on the which of research take place to form the link between theoretical aspect and practical component of the investigation undertaken. Therefore, it is implication for every decision made in the research process. Theoretical framework. What is theoretical framework? This is considered as a conceptual model that establishes sense of structure that guide research process. It includes a variable of the research intent to measure and relationship he or she seek and understand. Essentially, this is where researchers develop theory. The theory, what theory they use. Build his investigating the theory. The theoretical framework is researcher presentation of theory that explain particular problem is not based on the suspicion. After this, I show with you what the real sample of the theoretical framework by the thesis. Theoretical framework is in the early section of dissertation, mainly in the chapter 2 of the report, provide rationale and conducting your research, investigate a particular research problem. This is many candidates in the final thesis in Viva, they don't produce the theoretical framework. That is a major mistake for them. Then they will carry the path with major correction. It involves the well-supported rationale and is organized in the manner that help reader understand, assess, perspective, and research it. When developing theoretical framework, the researcher start by describing what is known about the variable involved, what is known about their relationship, and what can be explained thus far. One need to investigate other researcher theory behind this relationship, identify the theory or combination of the theory that underpinning theory. What is underpinning theory that explain his or major research problem? The researcher need to consider alternative theory that might challenge his or her perspective. One also consider the limitation associated with his or her theory, and quite possibly that problem could be better understood by other theoretical framework. Significance of theoretical framework, it have the significant mean is important here, is have the researcher to consider other possible framework and to reduce bias that may sway the researcher interpretation. It clarifies researcher implicit theory in the manner that is more clearly defined. And it demonstrates that the relationship proposed by the researcher are not based on his or her personal instinct or guesses, but rather informed from the fact obtained from other or previous research. The theoretical framework allows the researcher present the research problem in light summary of the literature. It shows the reader why the researcher think that the variables involved are related and inclusion of the previous research and theory that support researcher belief are essential to defending the rationale. It determines how the researcher perceive, make sense of and interpret his or her data. Explanation theoretical framework have the reader understanding and researcher perspective and context. Conceptual framework. This is two important. Yeah? One is theoretical, number two is conceptual. That is the map of your research. Yeah? Mugenda and Mugenda 2003 define conceptual framework is hypothesized model identifying the concept underlying study, their relationship. It provides an outline of the preferred approach in research and also outline the relationship and desired effect forming independent and dependent variable respectively. It also a schematic representation showing the relationship between different types of variable involved in the study, such as relationship between independent variable and dependent variable. It is the researcher's own position on the problem and give direction to the study. Consists of the concept that are placed within a logical and sequential design. It represents less formal structure and used for the study in which existing theory is incapable or insufficient. It's based on the specific concept and proposition derived from empirical and observation intuition. What is conceptual framework? According to Mile and Haberman, in Corey and Stella define conceptual framework is visual or written product, one that explains either graphically or in narrative form the main thing to be studied, the key factor concept or variable, and the presumed relationship among them. Conceptual framework is a network or a plan of the interlinked concept together provide a comprehensive understanding and phenomenon or phenomena. The feature of the conceptual framework, the main features of concept framework follow. A conceptual framework is not merely collection of concepts, but rather than construct in which each concept play integral role. According to Mile and Haberman, a conceptual framework lay out of the key factor, construct of or variable or presumed relationship among them. To discourage this loose usage of term conceptual framework, I propose basing conceptual framework not on variable or factor but also concept alone. When variable or factor are used, I suggest employing the term model. Number two, a conceptual factor provide not a causal analytic setting, but rather than interpretive approach to the social reality. Number three, rather than offering the theoretical explanation, as do quantitative model, conceptual framework provide understanding. Number four, conceptual framework provide not knowledge of the hard fact, but rather than soft interpretation of intention. Number five, conceptual framework are interdeterminist in nature and therefore do not enable or predict outcome. Levering has suggested that the idea human behavior be explained and predicted if roughly based on the concept of external factors being caught in the accidental cohesion, and the idea that human action can be understood but not predicted is based on concept freedom. Conceptual framework can be developed and constructed through the process of the qualitative analysis. That is example of the conceptual framework before I show in the thesis after this, Um, that is a moderating variable, educational level, knowledge of important. That's dependent variable, sustainability, donor funded project existing of the project after donor put out. Independent variable, there is three: political governance, governance policy, or donor funded project, bureaucratic procedure, requirement for implementing project, culture, tradition of beneficiary, reason for rejecting or accepting the project. That is conceptual framework. Very, very brief conceptual framework. Okay. Okay. I want to show to you the real one. Okay. Everybody can see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the um, the final draft thesis for the Professor Dato Nazrin. Who know Dato Nazrin? Anybody know Dato Nazrin?
Yes, I know.
This is
Exactly.
his the dynamic of integrated marketing management in higher education on the marketing performance, that he want to relate integrated marketing management in higher education on the give impact to the marketing performance. The case study in Geomatica can make case study using the qualitative method. Qualitative method. This is the abstract. Abstract from him, very good abstract. I read this abstract. You also can read the abstract. The increasing competitiveness of Malaysia higher education sector has positioned integrated marketing management (IMM) as a strategic determinant of institutional performance and sustainability. I mean, the proliferation of the private, the growth of the private university, and the intensifying global competition for student enrollment, that is related to you also as a student. Higher education institution face escalating pressure to align marketing strategy with institutional mission, brand identity, and digital transformation imperative. This study explores the dynamic of integrated marketing management in its influence on marketing performance of University Geomatica Malaysia. The mid-tier private university navigating Malaysia post-pandemic higher education landscape between 2020 to 2025. Drawing upon theoretical framework from integrated marketing communication, IMC, service dominant logic, CDL, and strategic brand management, the research investigate how the interconnection of marketing sub-function, including communication, digital branding, stakeholder engagement, and service quality, collectively shape institutional competitiveness. A qualitative single case study design was adopted to capture the organization managerial and cultural dimension underpinning marketing integration within UGM. Data were obtained through semi-structured interview with senior administrator, marketing manager, and faculty leader, that's the dean, complemented by the document analysis on internal report, policy document, and marketing campaign. For example, UGM annual report 2023, the study was further supported by the Malaysian Higher Education Blueprint 2025 and contemporary research on marketing innovation in education, Rahim Ahmad, and also finding revealed that IMM serve as both a strategic mechanism and cultural process that enhances internal coordination, reinforces brand coherence, and improve student recruitment outcome. The integration of digital platform, the cross-departmental communication and data-driven decision-making has enabled UGM to strengthen its constitutional image and stakeholders' engagement. However, the study also identifies structural barrier, including fragmented departmental goal, limited budget allocation, and uneven digital readiness that impede the full realization of integrated marketing strategy. Statistical trend from the Ministry of Education Malaysia, MOHI 2024, further corroborate this finding, showing that university within higher digital marketing integration recorded up to 27% higher enrollment growth rate at 35% improvement in brand recall metric compared to the less integrated institution. This study contributes to theoretical discourse by extending IMM framework into the domain of the higher education marketing, emphasizing the relevant and service-oriented relationship-based approach. It underscores how the synergy between marketing integration and institutional performance is mediated by organizational culture, leadership commitment, and technology adoption. Managerially, the finding offer actionable insight of higher education institution leaders seeking to enhance market responsiveness, student loyalty, and competitive differentiation. Policy-wise, the study support that formulation of the National Marketing Governance Guideline aligned with the Malaysian Education 5.0 aspiration, ensure that institutional branding and the quality assurance can co-manage within the integrated framework. The research conclude that the dynamic of IMM at the University Geometrica Malaysia encapsulate both opportunity and tension inherent to transform education marketing from a promotional function to a strategic management paradigm. The study implication extend beyond UGM, providing a scalable model for the private higher institution in emerging economies seeking to balance institution identity, performance metric, and market orientation within increasingly digitalized education system. That the keyword is integration marketing, higher education, this keyword, and also have the in bahasa, dinamik pengurusan pemasaran bersepadu dalam pendidikan tinggi terhadap prestasi pemasaran kajian kes di Universiti Geomatika. The length of the length of the thesis is the 418 pages. 418 pages because of qualitative more length, about the near to the 80,000. This is chapter 1, background, beautiful background. Beautiful background. I want to show to you, not show all. Overview education as competitive service industry in Malaysia. Then go to the about the scenario. 2025, we have the university, public 220 university, private 55, now reduced already. Private university college also reduced now. Many private university selling or wind up by the university because of not many students. The total university and university college is 100 to 115 institutions. They have the more than 580 plus higher institution, that is college, not college, university colleges, college. I want to show to you that is the background. The background is the raising important integrated marketing in attracting retaining student. How to retain the student, that is very good. Contact University Geomatica as an institutional marketing challenge and strategic. That is the background bring toward the problem statement. The nexus between marketing integration, brand performance, institutional sustainability. Then they go to the problem statement. That's problem statement. I read the problem statement, or we also read together. University Geomatica face challenge in consistently attracting, retaining students in the saturated higher education market. The market is saturated already, While various marketing efforts have been employed, they appear fragmented and lacking in strategic integration. There is limited academic research examine how MM is conceptualized by practice in context of Malaysian private university. Very limited, particularly within UGM. This gap necessitate the closer examine the effective coordination alignment of UGM marketing strategy in institution goal of Dato Nasir, the lead of the marketing. He know very well about marketing. He want to improvise the marketing strategy. Okay, you see here the very current point, as 2025, Malaysia have over 400 registered private colleges and 51 private universities competing for domestic students based on 1.25 million compete, and international market share about 130,000 foreign students. Foreign students is small. 133,000 compared with local people, 1.25 million. Primarily, for sure, the local people going to the public university, And then this expansion, while aligned with the Nation Higher Education Blueprint 2005, has intensified rivalry among private universities, compelling them to adopt market-oriented strategy to sustain enrollment financial viability. And then it is increasingly competitive environment, integrated marketing management has emerged as strategy imperative. IM emphasized coordination between marketing communication as a branding, public relation, and digital engagement under the unified strategy, institutional strategy. This is by Kotler, the proponent for the marketing. However, despite its recognized important in private sector, its application in Malaysia higher education remain fragmented and under-theorized. Recent empirical study by Ibrahim Hassan et al. Show that many Malaysian universities still rely on traditional marketing technique. Traditional, They have the booths, open the booths, They don't use social media, such as advertising and event promotion, rather than holistic, data-driven strategy integrating all marketing function. This lack of strategy integration result consisting of branding, efficiency in communication channel, and weak alignment between marketing and institutional goal. For example, 2023 survey by the Malaysian Association Private University MAPU found that only 27% of private institutions reported having formal integrated marketing framework. Less than 50% had centralized marketing performance monitoring system. At University Geomatica Malaysia, similar challenge persists. Internal marketing function as decentralized across faculty, leading to duplication of the effort and consistently brand messaging. UGM 2023 internal audit report noted that student enrolled declined by 8% compared with 2021, despite increase the digital marketing spending by 35%. UGM report 2023, this suggests a misalignment between investment and performance, potentially due fragmented marketing coordination, inadequate data analytics, and poor integration between academic unit and marketing team. Moreover, post-pandemic shift have accelerated digital competition. We were very lucky. After COVID, we use more on the digital marketing. Prospective students increasingly evaluate institution based on digital brand engagement, online visibility, very important, and perceived trustworthiness. Social media engagement rate averaging 0.9% per post, lag behind comparable private universities such as University Kuala Lumpur 1.8, Asia Pacific University 2.2, according to Statistica Education Analytics. This data underscore UGM urgent need for the unified marketing management approach to integrate both digital traditional strategy. That means the central problem at the end of the sentence under the problem statement before we go to research gap. Thus, the central problem lies in absence of cohesive integrity framework. We stress on this one. At the UGM that aligns its student identify, communication channel, and stakeholder relationship toward measurable marketing performance. This gap not only affects student recruitment, but also undermine the university brand equity, reputation, and long-term sustainability in Malaysia competitive higher education sector. That's real. Not many people in Malaysia also don't know about it. What is the UC Geomatica? Where location of Geomatica? They don't know, because of the lack of the integrated marketing management. Research gap. Okay, research gap number one. Research gap. Most existing study in Malaysia focus isolated component in marketing, such as social media, communication, student recruitment, and branding, without examining how this element interact within integrated management system. There is the dearth of qualitative, in-depth investigation exploring how IMM operate dynamically across organizational structure, internal culture, and external market environment in higher education system. This gap limit our understanding and how marketing integration actually influence institutional performance metrics such as enrollment, visibility, and stakeholders. If we use the quantitative, very difficult to get the answer. If you use the qualitative based on the content analysis, based on the also interview observation, then we can get the answers. Second, the gap is a few existing empirical model tend to rely on quantitative survey and measure correlation rather than explore causal mechanism, organization process, underlying market integration. As a result, the context of human factors, leadership, communication flow, inter-departmental collaboration remain unexplored, especially in small, medium private universities such as UGM, where structural constraint may hinder integration. The gap number three is the limited focus on the case-based evidence from Malaysian private institutions, which differs significantly from public university in terms of funding, branding autonomy, and target market segmentation. The absence of case-specific research hinder policymaker and practitioner formulating cultural appropriate marketing. Number four, existing performance measurement framework are outdated. While corporate IMM model often assess return of marketing or ROMI in customer lifetime value. This create methodological gap. The methodological gap. Number five, the gap is the government policy documents such as Higher Education Blueprint 25, emphasis branding Malaysia regional education hub, that remain limited empirical validation how integrate marketing contribute to goal at the institution. Without such evidence, higher education risk implementation fragmented strategy fail to leverage Malaysia competitive potential in market. Okay, and then we have the support statistical evidence, the indicator, total higher enrollment, total international student enrollment between the Malaysian national and UGM. That is very, very powerful data. Then from there, we go to the research objective first. This aim to analyze dynamic integrated marketing and Geomatica, a specific objective, to examine current IM strategy used by the Malaysia, until the 8, identify what strategy IM used by the UGM improve remain competitive. And then followed by research question. This question must be congruent, parallel with research question to achieve the both objective following research questions are posed. Are posed. What are the current integrated management strategy adopted by the? You must answer this one. All the research questions you must answer. You have 8 answers. 8 answers. And then the significance of study. Significance of study. They have significance of study. Academic significance, academic contribution. They have also the majority constitutional broadening channel, student conversion metric, and then the policy implication, important policy. Then the 3 is the scope of the study. The scope of study, within the scope, we see and then also limitation of study, contextual limitation, then also methodological limitation, temporal limitation, data ability, conceptual limitation, researcher positionality. And then last but not least is the definition of term, integrated marketing definition. That is the sources of the definition. Higher education. Then have the sources, original sources we take, authors and years. But at the end, we put together the definition of term and also operation definition. From the variable, definition of term, which authors here, authors. And then operation definition, no author, but this is definition by the researcher, by the student, researcher. They don't take other definition, but they conclude, they produce their own definition. For example, here, Dato Nasir said, in terms of the integrated marketing IM, the degree to which an organization align and coordinate all marketing activities, channel, and communication into unified system. For example, for the Kaufman, integrated marketing management refer to coordination, integration for all marketing tool, channel, organization process to conceive value messaging stakeholders. That is different, Then for organizational chapter, what is you discuss? Chapter one, introduce this topic, background, objective, scope, And then chapter 2, chapter 3, and then summary of the these chapters, summary of the chapters, problem statement also. And then significant also. You repeat again. Then go to the chapter 2. That is I want to show you with chapter 2. Very important because research begin in chapter 2. Dato Nasir, we will have the Viva end of this week. This is theoretical framework. You see, beautiful theoretical framework. Theoretical framework, integration of relationship marketing theory, integrated marketing communication, IMC theory, system theory, and resource based on the dynamic integrated marketing management in higher education and marketing performance. That is the relationship marketing theory. The all theories here. The 4 theories here. They have indicator. The direct line is the direct influence. The dot is contextual influence. This is feedback influence. This is dependent variable outcome. Marketing performance. And then here is the we call it the relationship integrating marketing IMM. Strategic integration, communication integration, unified messaging, operation integration, relationship integration, Then we go to the higher education content, and then also go to feedback learning loop, that we will explain. Integration, this for the theory explain how UGM integrated marketing management create value, strengthen stakeholders relationship, and achieve superior marketing performance. And that's a very strong explanation. But it's the case contact, University Geomatica Malaysia, specialist in geometric, geospatial, niche, academic excellence, strategic, industry. That is the new specific target. And then from here we make the summary, the dynamic of integrated marketing management, theoretical framework, relationship theory, this theory. Then go to the performance of the marketing, then we discuss about the theory one by one. Relationship marketing theory, the integrated marketing communication, then go to system theory, organizational, and go to resource-based view, RBV, synthesis theory perspective. That after that we go to the conceptual. That is the map of the research. Beautiful draw of the conceptual framework. This is the dependent variable. This is also the moderating or moderation or the IMC enabler. This is the independent variable. Independent variable. Independent variable. That is they have draw there. And then explain detail, explanation, discussion of conceptual framework. They have the explanation in detail. Introduction of conceptual framework. The framework integrate dynamic relationship among dependent variable, dimension of integrated marketing, and then mediating process, IMC dynamic process, dependent marketing performance, contextual environment, social influence, stakeholders, key performance, look continuous improvement. That is about this one, about all this one. Give explanation. Give explanation. After that, we go to the this is all about the framework, about the framework, and then mediating variable, and also they go to the variable, definition of variable, nature, the nature of the relationship, relationship. Number one is marketing performance in the higher education, because we want to measure marketing performance. The concept overview marketing performance. What is concept? What is definition? What is dimension? Marketing performance higher education. Then we do like this one. Literature review, metric 2020-2036, definition of the marketing performance in higher education. So we the all authors is 2020, by Lim, G, and Diran. Definition marketing performance reflect the effectiveness of branding and marketing mix strategy in achieving institutional competitive. Contribute concept, establish branding as a performance driver. Another definition, patch at all. Marketing performance linked to the strategic management system improve. That is very different. Authors are different, also a little bit different about the definition. Gordon is such performance is influence integrated communication effectiveness and cross-channel. Link IMC to performance outcome. Oblaka and absolutely marketing performance is outcome, strategic marketing activity including communication, branding, and then also define performance, multi. Then the Brown, branding and stakeholder engagement continue here. That is definition, and then after definition, they have discussion about the definition. Then they go to the including the brand reputation, other student satisfaction, market visibility. That is under the marketing satisfaction, stakeholder engagement. Now we go to the dimension. Dimension, where the dimension? Conceptual marketing performance education. This is the this is the literature review metric 2022. Marketing performance. They give the all these finding. Methodology, key finding, contribution. More on the quantitative, lack of the qualitative, more on quantitative on mixed method. None are doing the qualitative. This is qualitative. Explore marketing should function as qualitative. Not many doing the qualitative. This is qualitative. Okay, I want to show the dimension. Dimension, concept integrated marketing. Definition. Use literature review table metric. They give you this one. How to get this one? That is secret. You want to see your supervisor. Either your supervisor know or not. Definition. Dato Mazrin supervisor is me. I show helping everything to make it a good thesis. Prof Dato, you finish your meeting? You in class now?
I'm ready.
Wow, good.
I'm ready to speak on rest of the
You be
topic.
patient. I want to show to you. You
Yes,
become the
sir.
internal examiner after this. The internal examiner for Dato Mazrin.
Yeah, inshallah, Prof.
Okay. I want to show definition. Definition. Not many supervisor interested to put the literature review. This dimension of the IIM. Dimension AI personalization, omni-channel synergy, predictive, department coordination. They have dimension, and then at here they have the put the characteristic. What is the specific dimension? Okay. Very interesting. If you have the material like this one, make your understanding very deep and wide and very clear. Rather than you go to the physical journal, physical book, report. You use the media, social media, AI. AI. This is trend of the education marketing. Okay, after that we go to the I want to make it fast. Go to the chapter 3. Chapter 3 is very important. Chapter 3 is very important for the qualitative and also quantitative. This qualitative. This chapter describes research method employed to achieve objective. This research determine current number one, research approach and design. You must make clear research approach and design. This is some of research approach and design. And one use the experiment survey, or this one use a case study, qualitative case study. Case study. You don't use a mixed method or what. And then here they have criteria: research method, qualitative method, approach, certification. Why certification? Brand and depth, qualification, also combining both approach and credibility, robustness of finding, corroboration, evidence, different sources, contextual complexity, and then qualitative component, semi-structured interview, marketing, admission officers, senior management, decision selected faculty, and alumni. This is research design framework: qualitative, marketing staff, alumni, and then document is issued. That is the purpose, that is the tool. And then that is the institutional primary sources. We got the read the content analysis of this one, to compare, to getting the data. You must put there. You can use in vivo and also thematic analysis. Use the research analysis, content analysis. More on content analysis. Case study, justification. Why? Because of mid-sized private university competitive pressure and also diverse program offering a niche branding potential, active use digital channel. And then CEPOS UGM has active digital present through platform Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and the YouTube, indicating adoption modern communication tool. Accessibility, institutional cooperation, understanding institutional academic literature, the case study, mathematical fit. Number one criteria, bounded system. UGM is a single, well-defined institution with observable marketing activities. Context-specific, IM-specific can only understood the contact internal process, stakeholder accessibility, student, staff, alumni can be engaged through survey and interview. Practical relevant result may inform UGM future marketing strategy, and theoretical relevant UM offer unique setting of apply MM stakeholder cheery relationship. This is the case study fit, that is the population. This is stakeholder group, student, primary discipline, marketing, communication core, disciplinary, academic, administrative, internal executor, influencer, alumni, and also marketing admission. Sample frame, you put a sample frame, sample size, that is very good. Very good. Student survey, then you have the question, the answers also. I think I don't want to read all because also very long. And then maybe Dr. Riyad, beloved Dr. Riyad, we will read more after this to examine the thesis. That is the recognition for him to contribute to their boss, to his boss. Not many people have the chance or given chance to examine the boss thesis. Okay. I have so many. We call it material I want to share, but I want to also give chance to the beloved for Dr. Riyad to contribute to this session. Maybe we will discuss detail tomorrow. Tomorrow some relax. Today is more on theory. Tomorrow more on theory and practical. So I pass this baton to the beloved Dr. Muhammad Riyad Ghazali. Thank you very much, Doctor. You come early.
You're welcome, Prof.
I worry student feel boring. Kurush, how are you, Kurush? Long time not hear you.
Yes, I'm good, Prof. How are you?
Kurush from Iran, Kurush from Iran. Very safe in Malaysia. Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much. If I said earlier, I have the module. I will put in the group of the WhatsApp. Kurush have already that module written by me and other two of the friend. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you very much, Prof Dato Nasir bin Saluddin, our beloved lecturer, director of CEPOS, for his interesting discussions and sharing his experience on how he examined dear student to complete thesis. Okay. I would like to brief introduce myself. I am Dr. Muhammad Riyad, Senior Lecturer, Econ Business School. I am here to discuss what you call understanding the principle, the process, the technique involved in conducting academic research. So research methodology is a process, technique involved in conducting a research. It is different with academic writing. Academic writing is essential skills that you need, that required for producing a clear, coherent, and well-structured context of your thesis. So today, we more focus on the structure, a broad structure of a research, a broad structure of thesis. Tomorrow, our discussion is more on technically how we construct the thesis, how we write technically reports, how we write data analysis, empirical findings. Today, I will discuss some supplementary what Prof Nasir has discussed. Okay, Professor Nasir has discussed on a thesis by Prof Dato Nasir. That is the principle, the process. Prof Nasir show us chapter 1 is introductions. Chapter 2 is literature review. Chapter 3 is research methodology. Chapter 4 is report data analysis and empirical findings. And chapter 5 is conclusions. So that is research methodology. How we structure our thesis. Broadly discuss how we structure our thesis. Let me share you my slide. Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Can you see my slide? Can research methodology and introduction?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, can.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sure.
Let me start with research. Research is systematic investigations undertaken to discover new facts and additional informations.
Please open your slide. You only give the portal there.
Oh, cannot see the slide. How to hold on, eh? Boleh tak sharekan ni? Boleh tak sharekan slide saya ni? Kenapa tak boleh?
You need to download first. Download first.
Okay.